So I just got my cell phone, or 2 cell phone SIM cards, and while I was there, this is what I mean by gated communities. This is the community I'm living in at the moment. We rented a place for the next number of weeks. So there's a number of gated communities here that only, well, a lot of expats love the gated communities here, right? So, yeah, because there's security there. So there's security, there's groundskeepers, there's pool people, there's all that kind of stuff. And you pretty much rent these condos. It's a nice setup. And it's that age-old question when I was moving, is I'm thinking, do I go into a gated community? I wanted to immigrate and not expatriate. And expats is just often, you know, what we call ourselves when we find this beautiful new land. So here we go. I think we'll probably, I don't know. When we get there, we got to look at a few places and see. Let me get the full view here. We got to look at a few places and really see where we're going to be. There's some places that are more rural, of course, that wouldn't have as many gated communities. When you're in big tourist spots like Cabarete, Puerto Plata, and so on, you can see there's a lot of gated communities. So that's going to be a big question as we go about life. It's a beautiful day. It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon as I'm walking home, and the sun does not have the bite he used to have. I don't know if it's because I'm getting used to it. I don't think so. I think it's a cooler day today. But that is the picture. So it's about a 15-minute walk home. I'm not going to bore you with my 15-minute walk home in this gated community. I love the naturalization of things, though. I'm an old, like, urban hippie. Some people dream about fast cars or fast things, and I just love hugging a tree. Fast photography. That's my joy. That's my journey. So moments like these are worth their weight in gold. Oh, look at that. Look at that bird. See, I don't even know what bird that is. No clue. Then again, even as a Canadian, I know it's a duck or a goose. Anything else with wings, I just call it bird. Photographer friends of mine like laughing at me. It's like, look at that merganser. You mean that bird? Look at that egret. You mean, okay, I'm beginning to learn some birds, okay? Now that I'm probably never gonna see them again. I understand there's egrets, I think, down here somewhere. But I'm looking forward to taking my big, fat, fast lenses and doing, this is a great model shoot space too, man. So, you know, flashing out of the water, wet hair amidst like Amazonian forest kind of vibes. Oh my gosh, that'd be nice. This little bit dirty water, but I'm gonna find some gorgeous shots down here very, very, very quickly, I'm sure. It's a target-rich environment when it comes to photography. Look at that. So, glad to be here and sharing this moment with you. Let's see what else we find. My virgin eyes are learning this island at the same time you're learning it. So this is my first time seeing all this stuff. It's interesting, inside the gated community you got gated houses. I guess that's a big anchor point, that house over there. And then I'm going to not show you where exactly I live. I'm actually going to turn this camera off. But yeah, one of the yards keepers. Hola! So after a while, everyone gets to know you by face and name when you go into the gate in the gated communities. My friend just raised his hand, says hello. They of course know him by car and reputation, and he's very benevolent. He gives a lot to the local community, and they remember him and give a lot back. And it's not dog eat dog, it's person help person, I find. Of course, there's always rough characters in any community, but it's been lovely, the people here. It's one of my favorite things, the people in this community. Anyway, that's it. Here comes another one. You hear a lot of this moped noise all the time. Hola. I'm now going to shut this off, quicken my pace, and maybe even go pee. Ha! Chat later. Yeah, one more thing I might as well say. So it took about an hour to get my cell phone. One, in part because the language barrier. I was once conversational, almost, in Spanish. And then I had to work like a dog just to build myself to be able to move like this. So I did not speak Spanish in 3-4 months. I lost it all. So I need to kind of get back at it, but my problem is I need to do business in English about 15 hours a day. So I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to squire my tongue. It's going to be a challenge. A friend, an associate of mine, she's been in the Dominican Republic for years, speaking only English exclusively. And because there's no requirement to speak Spanish, but I really want to learn it. I really want to do it. Look at that little mountain view in the distance. That's just little vista. That's just beautiful. Anyway, so you can get away with not speaking Spanish. I use Google Translate a fair bit. I dictate to my phone, it would translate in Spanish. The person would read it, and then she would dictate to her phone or type in her phone and translate it to English, which made it clunky. But we got through. And especially like SIM and eSIM cards, right? She asked me what kind of card I need, and when you're English, you hear the English sentence, and then you hear the weird abstraction for a technological thing. But in Spanish, when you're trying to assemble the entire language, you don't know what's technical jargon from slang, from abbreviated, the way they abbreviate their tongue and speak quickly here. You know, it's complex. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm gonna get it done. So what happens here is you get your cell phone, you get your SIM card, you'll get a Dominican phone number. So I got a Dominican phone number for my wife and a Dominican phone number for myself. And then you take that Dominican phone number, you run with it, and then there's another app, I think it's called Phone Go. Here I'm promoting other people again. But with that, you can then take your Canadian phone numbers and do like an advance forward. And it will take over that phone number, and then you can still get dialed to your Canadian phone number right here in the Dominican Republic. And they take your minutes. And even at that, they can even take the SMS messages. If you spend a little bit extra, you'll get because you get two-factor authentication stuff. Because that's the question, right? You have a Canadian cell phone, or American cell phone, wherever you're from, and you got all this banking stuff and other stuff with two-factor authentication. But how are you going to authenticate it if you're not spending asinine amounts of money when it comes to your old country cell provider, plus all the roaming fees on a monthly base? So what you do is you get a Dominican card. Geez, I'm tired. Always tired I am. You get a Dominican. You know that. I was working at 4 o'clock in the morning to like 6 o'clock this morning because I'm working all hours, banking hours in the world. But nonetheless, you get your Dominican phone, you put this app on. This app then will forward all your SMS messages to your Dominican phone from Canada, and you're set. So and when it all comes down to it, the rate's somewhat even. I think I bought a 20 gig plan. It was something like, I don't remember, 1,000 peso a month or something like that, or 25-30 bucks a month, I guess, for the SIM card. And then from there, maybe it's 2,000, I don't remember, I have it in my pocket. And then from there, I just got to now get my Canadian number forwarded, and then we are good. And then they got the typical plans to go up and up and up in data and everything like that. So that's how the cell phones work here. And they only took cash. And I have no, silly me, I brought American cash because that's the international standard. But I didn't when I left do Dominican pesos. And I figured just use my credit card or whatever all over the place. But sometimes you actually do need cash. So when you're coming down, make sure you remember that. Take some cash, US of course. You just got to pay the exchange here or there. That's what I end up having to do. Take some American money, convert it at the tills, which means you're going to lose on that exchange to Dominican and then pay out the Dominican. So it's good to, I don't know, take 100, 200 bucks or maybe 10% or whatever you're taking, I don't know. And make sure it's Dominican dollars because you want tips. You want to be able to pay 100 peso or something like that to a bag people to help you. You want to be able to tip your taxi driver. You want to tip people. And it doesn't take much and it goes a long, long way. So definitely take some Dominican coin when you come down. Anything else I learned yet today? Nothing really, other than the sun is getting hot again, so I spoke a little bit too soon. Now that I'm in the full sun, I bought a little water bottle with me. Bought it at least. Can you see it? I don't know if you can even see it. Somewhere there. There you go. Because, again, you just can't stop by a typical space and just drink some tap water. You gotta have well-filtered water wherever you go. Anyway, that's it. Time to quicken my step. That was the saga of Damien getting his cell phone in the beautiful land of the Dominican Republic. Oh, look at a palm tree. Yeah, what an adventure. So bank account later this week on Friday, and what else? I need to find a car. And supposedly, I don't know if I told you this, buying a car in the Dominican, you can buy a car anywhere, of course, but the most predictable cars, so the best maintained cars and everything, are of course the cars by the major urban centers. So you tend to go to Santo Domingo or Santiago, where you get the rich highfalutin people that buy the car new, and after a few years, just let it go. And it's very well kept while they do the next thing. So I think that's one of the things we're going to be doing relatively soon as we can figure that out. And then I think we're almost autonomous finally. We're not relying on our friends as much. We did little things like buying brooms and mops and laundry soap and the bare minimums that, you know, you got to get started with in life and go from there. And so now it's just car, banking, and then I think we can pretty much be free. I don't know how I'm going to do this car thing. They're not cheap, but at the same time you need one. So we'll figure that one out. There, you can rent taxis all over the place, and they're somewhat affordable. But as you know, we plan to travel all over the island, so we'll see what the future brings and what car we end up with. I'll share with you a video once I have it. Hopefully I'm not lost now. I think, oh, that's that one. Okay, no, I know where I am. See, these gated communities can be quite big, can't they? So anyway, I'll chat with you later. I'm about 5 minutes from home or whatever. We'll chat soon. While walking home, I decided to spend a moment and actually go in the bushes, if you want to call it that, just to see what it's like walking through some rough patches in the DR. Look at these old palms. How these palm trees do their thing. Oh, what do we have back here? This is now, Lisa and I, we're big hikers, and we love going on the Bruce Trail. Watch my step here. Going on the Bruce Trail, we always wonder what's around that corner, what's over that hill. I don't want to walk too far. I'm going to end up in someone's private property. Thankfully you won't be met with a shotgun or anything here. There's next to no guns on this island. The only time you're allowed guns are if you're hunting, at least that's my understanding. And there's only very specific conservation areas, that allows you to hunt. So it's pretty much a gun-free zone. There's so much to study, so much to learn in this land. Wow. There's no crazy like oh, there's a lizard. No crazy big bears. No crazy cougars. If you go to in the southwest part of the island, there is a pond, I guess a little lake. It's a natural lake, and I think someone planted alligators there. That's the only place, I think it's alligators, yeah. That's the only place you'll see that up here. The rest is a pretty safe island that way. We're gonna miss our chipmunks. I've seen no squirrels, but that's one of the really pretty birds. Can I zoom in on that guy that I saw? Where is he? He's gone. Somewhere here. Why can't I find it? He came with a buddy. Oh Lord. These cell phones in the middle of the day, you can't see. Anyway, so I was looking forward to learning the new birds, but I'm gonna miss the old chipmunks. And they have the occasional bunnies here. This year in Collingwood, I'm sure a lot of you Collingwoodites know, it was like the year of the bun. The amount of bunnies there were in that town, just wild. It's like about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when we first moved to Collingwood. It was the year of the frog. It was crazy, frogs and toads everywhere. But this year is the year of the bun. And I've yet to see a bunny. Supposedly people let some bunnies free, and sometimes there's bunnies hanging around here or there. But I don't think they're around that much. Anyway, time for me to let you go. I'm done blabbing on. We'll chat with you soon. Found this little corner street. Thought it was quite pretty, so I thought I'd share it with you. Dappled sun is always a beautiful thing. All right, I gotta focus now. I got about a dozen people waiting me for the call back, so time to get back to work one of these days, one of these moments. Anyway, that's one of the gated communities here in Dominican Republic, Cabarete, Sosua, that area.